tell you about a phone call I received about 60 days ago from a good friend of mine up in Kentucky. He proceeded to tell me about a gentleman out in Las Vegas that was about to launch a company that had some life-changing technology. And being a business owner, I'm always willing to listen to new opportunities, as well as I hope you're willing to listen today. He was telling me about a gentleman named Bob out in Las Vegas that had a great concept of how he was going to be able to take local internet advertisement to the internet. I knew that nothing of this type existed in today's market. Naturally, I wanted to know more about Bob. Bob had a lot of major accomplishments in his life. He was the gentleman that had wrote the business plan for Home Depot. He was also the gentleman that had built Shopping.com that sold a compact computer in excess of $200 million. I was ready to find out more about what Bob had to say. I got a plane ticket. I flew out to Las Vegas. Bob sat down and told me about his vision for this company. He told me how he had seen what Dick Murdoch had done with the purchase of MySpace and how he had taken MySpace and did national internet advertising on that platform and turned it into a very, very profitable venture. Google went out and bought YouTube for almost $1 billion, and it was a huge success. But as Bob shared with me, there was one missing piece out on the internet, or one huge opportunity still left out here on the internet, and that huge opportunity was doing local internet advertisement in local markets on the internet. He was definitely onto something, and that was the local internet advertisement platform. When he started telling me that he had developed the technology that would identify the IP address of a computer, match it with the zip code zone of where that computer was located, and feed only local advertisement to that internet surfer, I knew that he was really onto something. I knew at that point in time that he had a vision that it definitely was going to be a game changer. And being a business owner, I was able to really identify with that because I know as a local business, I need to advertise locally to my local market. I don't need to be advertising to people 4 or 5 states away because I can only service my local market. When I started thinking about the local insurance agents, the local beauty salons, nail salons, dry cleaners, and all the local merchants that I do business with pretty much on a weekly basis, would love to have an opportunity to be able to advertise on the internet, but at this point in time, there was no technology out there to really take care of that. Because I was told a long time ago that if you aren't getting at least 20% of your business through the internet, literally you're 5 years behind your competition. I believe that and I trust that. The only thing up until this point in time was those merchants did not have an option. I will tell you, I realized at that particular point in time, I really knew that we had something that was going to be very attractive, and I knew there was going to be a lot of money to be made in this program. The technology that Bob was telling me about, this special technology that basically would take the IP address of a computer, match it up with a zip code, and feed only local advertisement to that local market. I looked at it, tested it, tried it, and it definitely had a fit. And the sky is absolutely the limit for anybody and everybody that gets involved. I did choose to go ahead and get involved in that company some 60 days ago. First of all, when I think that this company was launched during the months of November and December, but the amount of growth that this company has experienced, you need to find out more about this program because I'm telling you, the last 60 days has been phenomenal. The growth of this company has exceeded anything I've ever been involved with in the past, and it's definitely a game changer to the industry. So I ask you today, find out more about this. We're looking for people just like you to go out here and share the news that I'm sharing with you today.